This is the totally awesome stamp and die set from Hero Arts. There are 11 clear stamps in this set as well as 11 coordinating dies. I love the fact that there are a variety of different texts in here to create a variety of different looks. Anytime I use a new clear stamp set, I use a white eraser on the stamping surface to remove any possible manufacturing residue and then use a brush to remove all of that. I also like to use a stamp positioner in order to stamp those images, and I'll typically stamp them a couple times to make sure that I have a nice, crisp, clean image. Here I'm using it with some Versamark ink, some embossing ink to emboss those images, but you can use them with a variety of different cardstocks, a variety of different inks to create different looks. But I do tend to like embossing because I like that raised, glossy look that it gives. So I stamp it a couple times with that ink and then pour that embossing powder on top of it before using my heat tool to melt that in place. Now, anytime there's a few specks of embossing powder on my cardstock where I don't want it to, I do brush that off before embossing it. If it gets melted to the paper, you're never going to get that off there. And then I use that heat tool to melt that, and it goes from a granular kind of dull look to a nice glossy shiny look. The coordinating dies fit really nicely on these stamps, and I like to use some tape to tape them in place temporarily so that when they go through my die cutting machine, I don't have those dies move and shift on me. The die cutting process is really easy, and those dies really matched up nicely with those sentiments, leaving a little bit of a halo around them. Now they're all ready to go and add to the base of cards. I love those really big, bold, scripty ones. But again, there's a bunch of small ones here that have a lot of interest to them. We have a lot of variety of interesting sentiments in this set, and they're perfect for finishing off cards. You can use the larger ones to fill in a lot of space, or the smaller ones if you want to just add a little tiny accent to it. It's perfect for that. This is part of the Friends with Flair collection from Hero Arts, and it goes really well with all of the stamps and dies in that set. However, you can use it with whatever collections you're wanting to. Fantastic sentiment set.